Hi,
Hey,
how are you?
Morris. I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
That's good to be back.
Yeah, have a seat.
Okay.
Tell me how the 10 weeks went.
The 10 weeks went great.
Okay.
It was really a great exercise for Joey and I. It started out a little slow. We did some just one-on-one in the house. But then, we went out and played football one time. We went swimming one time, but it was just the one-on-one. And eventually, we were playing, I think we were playing Legos one time, and he opened up to me, kind of for the first time in a while, talking about just something that had happened at school with one of his friends, Patrick, who had asked him about the shots, and his friend just had mentioned how he would have hated to have to get all of the shots that Joey gets, and so Joey just opened up to me and started talking about that and how it really made him feel bad that he has to get all these shots and that he has to his friends are kind of talking about it and stuff. So that was one thing that just really opened up.
Well, tell me who went to the sessions with you.
Well, my mother attended a couple of the sessions.
Okay.
And I was, most of the sessions I did just Joey and myself, but my mother was involved in 2 or 3 sessions. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we threw the football one time. We played Legos a lot.
So you're telling me what you did during the play therapy sessions at home, not when you went to learn about it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
And now, did you meet any other families while you were there that you felt you connected with?
We did. Yeah. There was.
Tell me about that.
There was actually another family that was also had a daughter who had diabetes, very similar to what Joey had.
Interesting.
So we really connected with that family, and the daughter was a little bit younger than Joey.
Okay.
So they really didn't totally connect.
Okay.
But I had a good discussion with the family, and so they kind of shared with me some of their concerns and I with them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a really good open discussion.
And so how long are the sessions that you're doing with Joey at home?
About an hour long. We usually go for about an hour.
Okay. Your goal is 30 minutes, and then sometimes they extend to an hour?
Sometimes they extend, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And so that's typically the average.
Okay.
I guess maybe I may be going overboard.
Yeah,
stuff, but,
okay.
He seems to really get into it, and so we just don't, we kind of don't stop,
And has it been hard for you to find the time to schedule that every day? I know you had mentioned how busy you were.
Yes, it still is difficult, but it's been working out so well. Just these times that we have together has just really opened him up with me. And in fact, another time, close to the Christmas holidays, he just broke down right in the middle and just started crying for his mom, because his mom being away for such a long time, and so that was another clear example of how he's kind of expressing his emotions, and this therapy really kind of helped with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me how the holidays went for you then.
They were very difficult, especially without having my wife there with us. But we continue to Skype.
You do, okay.
Yeah, and we continue to have these therapy sessions with Joey, and he seems to really like it, and he's really looking forward to doing them with his mom when she gets back.
So before you went to the sessions, I remember the 2 issues that you were most concerned about was that you felt like your bond with Joey had kind of weakened over the course of Nina leaving and his diagnosis and all the medical care he was requiring.
Right.
And then in addition, you were concerned about his behavior both in school and sort of outbursts of anger that he would exhibit. And I think you had mentioned that you felt frustrated with his behavior like that. That added that added to the fact that your bond was weakening, because you felt like you were having to do more discipline.
Yes.
So how did the limit setting aspect of the filial therapy work? Remember we had mentioned you would start the session by saying, no, if you throw your Legos or you run out, the session is going to end, we're not going to be able to play. And I'm sure you didn't really call it a session with Joey, right?
No, right. We didn't talk about
Just
that.
playtime.
Playtime.
Okay.
And yeah, when I did set some limits about playtime, there were a couple of times, a couple of instances where I had to kind of cut the session short because he was getting out of hand or he's getting a little frustrated. But I think eventually he really understood that and started to, it only took me one or two times to remind him of the issues that that we would have to cut it short if he got out of line, started throwing things, fussing about or getting frustrated about things. And so all I really needed to do was remind him like once or twice, and he was much better, and he could control himself. And in fact, I have heard from his school that he has done a lot better at school as well with his his behaviors and
his grades.
His grades are better, a little bit better, and but also he's getting involved again with his friends, whereas before he was kind of standoff and didn't really engage in some of his friends and playing with them and such. His teachers seem to tell me that he's much more engaged with them and seems to be less frustrated at home. So these are all positive things that I've seen occur during this time.
Do you have any additional concerns about filial therapy or Joey's behavior, or do you feel like it kind of sounds to me like you're saying you feel like you've turned a corner? And I know that Nina's coming home in just about 3 months, right? So that's great. And what else is on your mind? Is there anything else?
It really has made some improvements with Joey. I guess my biggest concern is, when Nina comes back, Joey's obviously going to be excited, but it is going to be a big transition for him. Her coming back.
Right.
And starting these therapies herself with him, as well as myself. And so I just hope that we don't kind of take a step back in terms of his behaviors, in terms of, these sessions and the school or anything like that with, Nina coming back, because I know he really wants to see his mom, but it's going to be something different for him.
Well, that's a good point. What I'd like to recommend at this point is that you continue the filial therapy at home with Joey since you finished the 10-week session. I'd like to come out to your house in about 2 weeks and observe you and Joey together, a filial session. And then I'd like to maybe set up an individual meeting with you after that at some point. And then if you still feel as confident as you sound right now and things are still going on the right track, we can probably hold off on any more sessions individually and or with Joey until Nina gets back. And I think when she gets back, you might need a little bit more help, sorting through some feelings, because I'm sure you're going to have some different feelings too. Your routine's going to change.
Well, it's just been stressful with her away in the military and stuff, and just to have her back is going to be so exciting. But it's just so tough on all of us with her out away. So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Well, I certainly can understand that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's plan on meeting 2 weeks from today at the same time, but we'll be at your house. And I'm not going to stay long.
Okay.
Just to kind of see how you guys are playing, and I'd like to talk to Joey a little bit and get his thoughts. And then I'm here whenever you need me. Okay. But my assumption is that after that, you'll just let me know when you want to come again. But definitely after Nina returns, we'll set up some times too.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Thanks
again, Mr. Norris.
Have a good day.
You too.